morning, sweetheart. Well, it seems as if you're in a bit of a pickle here. Let's just say, procured you, excuse me, my English isn't fantastic today, from your, quote, loving family, and now have you for myself. That might be, let's just say, problematic when it comes to things like legal issues and other stuff that might get me in trouble, with like a religious head or something like that. But in this case, it's not a big deal for me. So, now that I have you, you have to know what I'm going to do with you. First, you might wonder, who am I? Well, that question was quite easy, and there's a very simple answer to it. I am, the one that's been writing the notes to you about how much I love you and how much it hurts me to see you with other people. I've been the one that's been mysteriously making your boyfriends break up with you due to no reason. That you say they don't like you anymore or something like that. Some of them really did like you. They liked you less after they lost a couple toes. Even less if I had to pry a fingernail off. But eventually they all came around and told you how much they didn't care. Unlike them, if somebody did that to me, I would have sat through it and loved you till the very end. But, there's no reason to compare because at this point they don't matter. Nothing matters because I now have you and you have me, and it'll be us together for the rest of our lives. Doesn't that sound amazing? Yeah, of course it does. So, anyways, this is where things started to get tricky. I had to organize your retrieval. So, for the next couple days, I had stalked your house. Well, stalked is a dirty word, but I don't like to use dirty words here, but we're gonna accept it for right now. Anyways, I stalked your house and pretty much found, your daily routine and everything about it. And also, and more importantly, found when you go to sleep and the meds you have to take before you go to sleep. I'm assuming melatonin, maybe some Tylenol for your headaches, chronic pain, sounds something like you. Anyways, all I have to do is make a very simple switch to something a bit more hard. Puts you in a bit more of a vegetated state. And then, boom, you are incapacitated, basically. Then, after a quick sneak in through your open window, which you left open for fresh air, I was able to collect you and escape with no one the wiser. Now, I was very careful. There's no way they have my fingerprints or DNA evidence. That's what happens when you go in a full body suit and totally sanitizing yourself and, get the fingerprint proof gloves and everything. It was a real operation, let me tell you. Anyways, so now that I've done that, I escape with you. And that, I think, is, where our story starts. Then I headed upstate really fast to a secret location, which I will not be disclosing to you at this time. And then I found a nice place, this bed that you're currently sitting on. Yeah. I found that and tied you up there. I hope you like it. I know I worked really hard to make this happen. In fact, I really hope you appreciate the effort that I put in this entire time to be able to make this arrangement between you and I. It's very simple now. I'm going to set down some ground rules, which some people might say is authoritative and wrong to do. But then again, you haven't learned to love me yet. And once you do, then things will be so much different, so much easier too. So rule 1, no escaping, no attempted escapes. If you do, there will be consequences, harsh consequences. I love you, but just because you are someone that I care about very deeply doesn't mean you can not follow my rules. It's kind of a simple explanation, really. I don't want to hurt you, but if you leave, I might have to. And everything I do to you, as long as it's not debilitating or some other medical term like that, I will do to myself. Just know that when you hurt me, you will also hurt yourself. Okay? I think it will help us connect on a spiritual level, suffering together, because there'll be a couple times you'll try to escape. You know, it's just how I figured these things go. You spend a couple times trying to escape, and then you realize what a great guy I am. We fall in love, we have children, we live together for the rest of our lives. Very happily. Anyways, I don't know what you're thinking right now. You can't speak. The drugs you're currently on are, how should I say, a symbol type. Freezes your body, relaxes your muscles to the point where you can't use them, but your brain's still working. That's why your eyes follow me if I move back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I know you're thinking something. And if you're angry right now, well, I would suggest maybe holding that anger in just for a little while longer, because if that comes out, that might be breaking my rules. So again, rule 1, no escaping. Rule 2, I am in charge, and always in charge. Whatever I say goes. If you disagree with this, then, well, it's your issue. Okay? And number 3, if a rule has been broken, right, the first 2 prior ones, punishments will be handed down in a tier sort of way. You know, first it might start with light slapping, then it comes spankings, and then it becomes something more intense, removing of unneeded body parts, such and such. You know, 4th rule, you must maintain your appearance and your self in general, so you cannot starve yourself to death. And any of that, if you do that, I will have you hooked up and force food down you. It's very simple. Alright? Well, now that we have some ground rules down, is there anything you'd like to say? I forgot. You can't exactly speak to me right now. Well, let's go ahead and throw another rule on there. Number 5. Because speaking to me, it reminds me that there should be another rule. You can't say anything against me or something just to make me feel bad. Because that's not what 2 people in love do. Right? What 2 people in love do is I say something kind to you and you say something kind to me. And if it's not reciprocal and I just say something kind to you and then you throw that back in my face with anger or hate because I kidnapped you or something like that, well then, I don't think this relationship can work out. And if it doesn't work out, and this was going to be my last rule, but kind of more of a, I guess, thing I'm just saying, it's not necessarily a rule. If it doesn't work out, I can't have anybody know about this interaction, so you will cease to exist, I think is the most fair way of saying that. But no pressure. I guarantee it'll work out. I just love you so much that I don't think that there'll ever be any issues between you and I. Okay. Seems like you're tired. Not really, but the drugs are going to start There's some heavier drugs in your system that are about to start reacting. Once they hit your stomach, they start to dissolve, and once they dissolve, they'll make you very tired and you'll go back to sleep. So, until you wake up, good night.